Hi, my name is Dan Cope, and I've been painting all my life. No schooling or anything, I just like to go for it. This is my painting on the wall here. It's called Circle Gets the Square, and it's a painting about passing on from one life to the other. This area right in here is the square, representing real life as we know it. Everything around it represents the circle, the universal, the spiritual world into which we go. And I tried to get a feeling of being enveloped into a spiritual world. The painting was originally intended for AIDS victims. Then I realized we all die. Try to capture the edge between abstract and real and get as close to that as possible. I feel that's where the balance is, and that's where the buzz is. Any questions?
My name is Emilio. I'm from Israel, and I'm a painter. And I'm painting things that I have in my mind. Primitive women, like in this picture that I put in this wall. You can see a primitive signs of like Indian signs. And my women don't got hands, and they got a little head that is not connected to their body, because it's much more interesting like this. If they have hands, it's like all the women. My one have only the bottom, big bottom. They're fat. I don't like fat women, but they're more interesting when you're painting them. I leave a girlfriend and I feel bad about that. I paint those women and said to myself, you see those women, this is the real women. I mean, the underneath of them is this. You understand what I mean? It's a big bottom and no head.
Hi, my name's FK Hamer. My name originally is Fiona Hamer, but my initials FK stem to my artist name FK, which is originally from Germany. And here I am with my piece, The Misconception of Beauty. Basically it was a collage originally done from French Vogue, and I cut that and stuck that together, put it through the computer, blew it up, enhanced it, printed it out as a matrix. And as you can see, the squares are pieced back together on an old art crate I found in the garbage. Cheap art, but it's effective. And this is basically about how misconception of beauty is not from the exterior, but it should be coming from the inside. And by cutting off the hair, for me it's a liberation and it's a cleansing ritual in some way, but it's the focus of women having long hair is not the way of beauty necessarily. Beauty comes from inside. So I hope that you find that inner beauty. Thank you.
My name is Chris Marafi. I'm showing a painting called Athena at Ward-Nasse Gallery. It's one of 4 pieces in a series called the Goddess series. It involves Athena springing from the head of Zeus. All of the works kind of deal with a symbolic, personal as well as mythical symbolism. This one deals with second birth, the birth of the soul out of the body, which is, in this particular piece, is chained or it's caged, the body is caged.
Okay.
My name is Claudia Chacon. I am from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia. This is my painting. Here I want to express a feeling of pleasure, the pleasure of being naked. Here, the name of my painting is, the title is Entanglement of Pleasure, because that's what I want to transmit with my painting. And for me, painting is like it's an expression of my soul, my feelings, my emotions. That's it.
My name is Judah Detzer. The piece I have in the show is titled North Beach, and I guess it's like a fairly crazy collaboration of colors at the bottom. It's sort of a cityscape picture, and I don't know. I think it's really tight. The painting at the bottom is really tight and very intricate, because I think a lot of times that's the way the cities are that I've been to. I come from the country, so coming to cities, I've really noticed like all sorts of crazy smaller things that maybe people who live in cities don't really notice. And I think a lot of times it's really affected me to be in a big city, especially in San Francisco where this was done. And the barbed wire around it to me just sort of represents like kind of the ferociousness of the city. You have to kind of be aware, otherwise you could get pricked really hard and hurt. But still, there's still beautiful skies. These beautiful stars that are showing through, and they're even though some of the things can be sort of odd and painful, they can really be intriguing and really delight all sorts of senses.
I've got an exhibit of this painting, and you've just seen it. It's called The Master and Margarita. It's based on Kyle Bulgako's novel of the same name, and it's another rehashing of the Faust myth. And that's a lot what I do in my art, sort of walking those veils or edges or cracks, things that have to do with different cultures and as parallel worlds and parallel truths. And it's hard to define myself. I like to think of myself as a conceptual artist, but not in the traditionally accepted understanding of that term. I dabble in concepts. That's what works for me.
Hi, my name is Luis Cabrera. I'm one of the artists at the Ward-Nasse show. I was born in Havana, Cuba in 1963, and my work is right behind me. I deal mostly in painted portraits. The back here is based on a grid system. Deals with the contemporary art scene in a way from far away. It's reminiscent of pixels on a computer screen. It's very tiny dots. There's about 6,000 individual squares in there that make up the total picture. And in each square I try to put an abstract thought. This piece is entitled El Sospechoso, which means a suspicious one. The piece is made up of a lot of little black eyes in the squares, and the features of the face are also made up of little black eyes. The dominant feature of the portrait is the eyes of the man looking over his shoulder, always suspicious, always paranoid.
My name is Judith Harouche. I was born in Hungary. I came here in 1956. I enjoy doing fields of flowers and landscapes mostly. I studied art at New York University and been teaching art in the New York City public school system. Up till now I haven't shown much of my work. I've been very enthusiastic in showing my students' work, and I would like to begin showing my own work now.
Okay. My name is Yancy Garrido, and I'm actually here in representation of Eduardo Galeano. Eduardo is a Honduran painter. He's an emerging artist, very well known in Honduras. He's now one of the top muralists in Honduras. And most of his themes deal with Lencan and Mayan mythology. The Lenca were a group of Indians that the Maya dominated and then made their workers in the rural areas of Honduras near the Salvadoran border. He's actually from Gracias and Mentira. If you look at the painting, it's called The Burden of Hope. It's the second in a series. The first was called The Burden of Desire. I'm sorry, The Burden of Pain was the first one. This is The Burden of Hope. The third will be The Burden of Desire. And the myth basically is the Mayan conquest, the Spanish conquest of the Lenca Indian. And he uses many different icons to show how the earth is part of the people and the different areas of growth are part of the people. And this actually takes place in a small town called San Sebastián, which is in the background. And he's really moving up. His use of technique is incredible. He works watercolor, pastel, and oil. And hopefully we'll be bringing him here in October of '97 to show here in the city. Thank you.